What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at the second man of the match on Kante. Unfortunately, I believe this more than likely solidifies the fact that we are not going to get an SBC Kante. As much as we wanted one in Team of the Year, as much as wanted one in the Prem, flashback moments, now we've got the Champions League winner, the man of the match of the final, and we're getting a +1 upgrade. I just don't get it. Like, we've even got a 91 Motm Kante already. Why they couldn't have just given him a 95 and 96? Give us back the Kante we know and love from even from last year. The 97 team of the season, team of the year was phenomenal. We even got a 95 Summer Heat. Did we get a 95 Summer Heat? I really can't remember that card. Maybe he didn't win the vote at that point, but I think I would have remembered that card. I think he may have actually not won the vote. Obviously, that would have been quite a big one to not get Kante. But honestly, the past few years have been spectacular with our man Kante. He just is probably the most likable player that you could find, and also probably one of the best centre defensive mids that we'd ever seen. Like, I know, a big statement, and I'm not saying it's fact, but genuinely at the moment he is just everywhere. The joke is, if you've got Kante in your team, you're playing with 12 men. I think that genuinely is possible. He is just unreal, and for someone who's 5'6", not necessarily the strongest player on the pitch or even the fastest player on the pitch, he just manages to do his job right. And honestly, that translates so well in FIFA. I absolutely love the gold Kante to start with. He normally is an absolute unit when in that defensive role. So we're going to jump into him. He is coming in at what, 396 at the moment. That more than likely will drop. I don't know actually how long he is in packs for, but he's only just come in today, so I'm interested to give him a go. It is probably the highest rated Kante we're going to find, unless we do get like a Footies or a Summer Heat later on, and then more than likely we'll get a bigger version then. It is just a shame that he's not in the Ultimate. The Champions League man of the match winner, I just would have thought could have been in a surefire shout to get like a 94, 95 at the very minimum. But in terms of stats, we've had a little bit of an increase. It's practically +1s and 2s on everything, unfortunately. I think we did, I don't know if we did use the last man of the match. I know we used his What If, and that was a cracking card, so obviously this is going to be the same. Stat wise, to be honest, it doesn't look that impressive. Like, genuinely, if you look across the board, you see a lot of 80s, you see a couple of 90s here, there and everywhere, but I think it's just him. Like, in general, the animations of him and just everything about him normally translates pretty well to the game, so he doesn't necessarily need that massive increase. Obviously, in terms of chemistry style, we're going to be hitting that shadow up. That will give him 90 pace and 95 defending, turn him into a 93 DM. So let's jump into Kante and see what he can do. Kante already getting himself on the ball. See that little pass over to Mane. And again, I don't know what it is with him. He just naturally he hovers around the ball. He manages to get forward defensively. Honestly, he's one of them players that you just absolutely lovely to have. And he just really does the job. And that's just naturally what you want from him. I normally always play him as kind of like a defensive role. And I tend to find that he does this. He does tend to kind of like bring the ball forward. Obviously, it is kind of like me as well with using the kind of 1-2 system. But I just find that he's comfortable on the ball. He really plays with it, and he's decent with it. So let's see what we can find with him. He's won it back. He's let De Bruyne in, and he's managed to fire one home already into Kante. He's just genuinely, he's just lovely to play with, honestly. It's a big shame we've not seen a team of the season. We've not seen any real big specials from him during this team of the season break. And I know that not necessarily they want to give you absolutely everybody, because if they are planning on doing a Footies or a Summer Heat, then obviously they do need some players for that as well. Looking for that ball, you can see him waiting. That's beautiful. Lovely little lofted into Ben Yedder. Oh, that's poor. Can he win the header? And that's always one thing that really surprises me with this card, is that he wins headers as well. Oh, nearly gets it in. And it's just something that mind boggles me, that someone 5'6", and I'm not saying like, oh, he wins 1 or 2. Like, he wins a good majority for the size of him. I've never seen a player really kind of get himself up there and really win actually quite a lot in comparison to the size of the defenders. Kante again. What can we find from him? Find a bit of Lozano. Just his passing and everything about him is absolutely wonderful. Like, look at that. That's a cracking ball straight into the path of Lozano. First time cross, and honestly, I don't know what I'd do wrong there. And again, finds him in. The best thing is as well is you don't necessarily, because it's kind of like the midfielder role, I don't necessarily need to really heavily put it on him, basically. Like when we get a striker, if you've got two strikers and you're doing a review on one, normally you kind of have to just not necessarily force it, but you have to make sure that you are passing to that striker at most opportunities if presents itself. Whereas I think Kante is kind of like that sort of player that naturally the ball just drifts to him. He pushes forward, he goes to in the defense. It's just natural that he is kind of just a bit of everywhere, really. Martinez winning that back. Little ball into Kante. He's going to find a bit of Mbappe. He just wiggles his way and just misses the post. And again, he gets himself on the ball. And he can already be seeing in Sarr, who's not unfortunately going to win that battle. But give him an 8 times out of 10. That would be Sarr's ball. Kante getting the double interception. And again, a 1-2 with Kante. Ooh, Lozano, to be honest, not getting ahead of the player anyway, so that probably should have held it with Kante more than kind of just going for the pass. I thought that more than likely a 99 pace Lozano was going to beat the defender very, very easily, but unfortunately I was mistaken. Kante already getting an interception in this match. Honestly, it's just like watching him in real life. Xavi again, just slowing down the play a little bit there. Get the ball, little passes 1 and 2, very, very nice from him. So then if we go into Kante's overall then, so we just refresh again, 4-4-1, obviously he is kind of fluctuating a hell of a lot at the moment due to the fact that he is brand new into the game. Obviously not a lot of packs being opened yet, and I don't know whether he was in before kind of like 6, 7, 8 PM for lightning rounds or not. But obviously 4-4-1 at the moment, 5-6-1. He was what 5-3 something when I just got him. So a little bit cheaper back then. But more than likely this card will drop down as the weeks go forward, or at least the days go forward anyway. I just don't get why this card is good. Like if you look at the stats, there's nothing like that says this card is phenomenal. Like he's got nice areas, obviously like acceleration and sprint speed, not the most gravy. Obviously we want the shadow on him, which 92-89 is respectable. Then we look at the dribbling, 86 agility. It's above average. We've got great balance, great reactions. Ball control, not the greatest really in comparison to what we've got already. They're not the highest rated stats there. Defensive, can't really argue with. Like that is just unreal. Like that's where his bread and butter really is. We've got great aggression, which is like perfect for winning the ball back. We've got great stamina, obviously. Don't know why that doesn't read like 199, but we've got jumping wise, it's okay. He's 5'6", he still manages to do it anyway. And 76 strength, 91 short, 84 long. There is nothing that really stands out on this card that says, wow, like this card is gonna be incredible. We just know that Kante is good on the game. He has been for literally the past few years. Like what, he joined FIFA in 15, and I think this was 17. No, it was this one where he won the Premier League. Obviously then he moved to Chelsea. Again, just phenomenal. Honestly, this guy just carries on and on and on. Unfortunately this year we haven't had loads of inform versions or anything. We've obviously had 2 man of the matches with this one, an inform and a what if card. Unfortunately no 94-95, but as we saw last year with Summer Heat, could he be coming later on? That is always the big question. His team of the year was fantastic, and there, honestly, the card is just absolutely mental, and I think this guy is worth it if you can get him a bit cheaper. Like at the moment his 90 is coming in at 250, so I can imagine this one's going to settle around about 3 to 350 due to the fact there's not a massive upgrade between the two cards. But honestly, he is just a fantastic card, and I love him to bits in terms of how he plays on this game. He pushes forward, he drops back, he's good on the ball. Everything about him is just fantastic. The only thing we're waiting for now is just a mental upgrade on that overall. I think if we do get like a 95-96 CDM Kante, he will be in everybody's team without a shadow of a doubt. And with obviously all of the French players that we've been getting, Ben Yedder, Mbappe, the list is on and on for it, and this guy will be right alongside them, absolutely tearing it up. overall wise, for this card, because I know he's going to have an upgrade, I'm gonna say like a 9.7. Like, I think he's close, but he just needs that overall boost to really take him up to that 10 in my opinion. But overall, very happy with him. I think he is a wonderful card, and if you can either untradeable or pick him up naturally, then obviously you're on to a big dub. But apart from that, make sure you do like and subscribe on the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.